Hey guys, and welcome to another makeup tutorial. So today I'm doing a red lip and simple gold eyeshadow look. So I'm starting with my eyebrows with Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil. And as you can see, it's been a while since I got my brows done, pandemic things. But I usually start by filling in the tails of my brows first, and then I move a little bit more inwards just so it doesn't have that harsh drawn in look. And then I just use the brush to fill it out alternatively so that it can look more natural. So now I'm going in with my Nicck Townsend Just Everything pencil in the shade Champagne. And this is a nice product that you can use to highlight the underbrow. I really like the creamy texture of it, and I just got into these products this past summer. So I've kind of stuck with it since then. And when I'm done highlighting my underbrow, I use the flat-headed brush that comes with the Nicck Townsend Signature Brow Kit 2 to kind of smooth things out and evenly distribute the product. So now I'm going in with my MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Smooth Wear Concealer under my eyes. I also put it on any spots on my face that I feel might be with blemishes, on my chin and on my temples. And this kind of just gives a highlighting effect underneath my foundation, which I'm going to put on later. Now I'm going in with my MILANI Make It Dewy Setting Spray, and I use this to dampen my beauty blender to evenly distribute the concealer that I just put on my face. And I also use it for my foundation, which you'll see later on. But this is a really good setting spray if you want to have that natural dewy look for your makeup. So now I'm going in with an extra layer of concealer, which is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. I really like this because it adds an extra layer of thickness under my eyes, especially on days when I might look a little bit more tired. And again, I'm using a damp beauty blender to even out the concealer under my eyes. Now I'm adding my Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless 340 Cappuccino foundation, and this foundation has been my go-to for a few years now. It just goes on naturally, it's not too thick, it doesn't clog my pores, and it goes a long way if you just add a little bit of product. And after I pat it into my face, I like to add the excess to my neck so that my face and my neck can match, you know? So now I'm going to be setting my face with the Ben Nye Luxury Banana Powder. And it's funny because for me, when I use the banana shade in the colder months when we get less sun, I don't get as much flashback as I would if I used it when I'm more tan in the summer. So in the summer, I typically use the topaz shade. So now I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty Match Stix Contour Skin Stick in the shade Espresso, and I'm just contouring my nose. I don't really do this every day, but it does add a nice touch when I do. So today was kind of a more dressier day, and that's why I decided to do that. I kind of just use my fingers for this part to melt in the product into my skin, and it works just fine. One thing I used to do is actually contour my cheek bones with this shade, but I found out that it was a little bit too harsh, so now I use another shade, which I'll be showing in a few minutes. So to contour my cheekbones, I go in with the Match Stix shade in Bordeaux Brat, and it's more of a plum shade, it not only gives more of an impression of blush, but it's also less harsh. So the eyeshadow I'll be using today is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Jackie Aina palette. And this palette is one of my go-tos, and it has been for the past few months. The colors I'll be using are Zamn, Soleil, and Ginger. And sometimes I'll use credit on the lower eyelid, but today I'll just go in with these three colors. The funny thing is, the only color I really use in this palette is Zamn every single day on my eyelid, and I wish it came by itself. I know that at Sephora you used to be able to make your own custom palettes, and I'll have to go back and see if I can do that, because if I could, I would just put Soleil, Zamn, credit, and Ginger on there. Those of you who've been watching my tutorials for a while know that I usually don't go for any crazy colors on a daily basis, just because it's not my style. I like more neutral tones. So yeah, that's my situation. I have two palettes of this, and every time the first color I finish is Zamn. So as you can see, I use Ginger for my outer corner and crease, and I used Zamn for my eyelid, and now I'm going in for the brow bone with Soleil. So those are my standard three holy grail colors that I use from this palette. So now I'm going back over my eyebrows with the Nicck Townsend brow and lash setting gel. I usually do this right after I pencil in my brows, but I had forgotten earlier. But this is pretty much a game changer. It just makes everything look cleaner, especially when you haven't gotten your brows done in a long time. It just makes it look like you just came back from the salon. So now I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty Stunna lip paint in the shade Uncensored. This is pretty much my go-to red lip shade. It doesn't really smudge. It lasts for hours. Even with drinking from a cup or a straw or whatever, it stays on. And this has been my go-to red for a couple years now. Fenty makes some really great products, and they smell amazing, and they are long lasting. So definitely get you some Stunna lip paint if you haven't already. And now I'm going back around my lips with the MAC Studio Fix Concealer, because I want to make sure that this Fenty red stays on well and doesn't smudge, and it really helps. It's a little hack I came up with. And then I just dab it in with my damp beauty blender, and it just adds a clean, crisp look to a red lip. So now I'm going in with my MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation in the shade NC45, and I am blending in everything from earlier with the baking. And this is my favorite part, because this is the part when I stop looking like a mad woman and really start seeing the effects of my work. So now I'm adding some Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighting powder to the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, and my cheeks. This is the best highlighting powder I've used in terms of drugstore. The Trophy Wife from Fenty is what I used to use as my go-to for going out very, very, very special occasions, not every day, but this is a nice everyday glow. Sometimes I even use it as an eyeshadow. So now I'm going in with some Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish Setting Spray. And as you can see, I just grab anything I can find around me, whether it's a Bed Bath & Beyond coupon or some random mail, to fan in this spray. Because if you don't, it can just look like you just got poured with a bucket of water on your face. So a little goes a long way. But I think a little goes a long way even more so for the MILANI setting spray, because if you add too much, you're going to have to go back in with your powder to kind of even things out. So now I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. I usually put on my mascara after putting on the setting spray because it keeps things neater and it prevents the mascara from getting in my eyes or smudging elsewhere on my face. And since I'm going to be putting on some false lashes, it also adds a nice anchor for those lashes when I do put them on. And now I'm adding some Eye Envy magnetic liner that I got from my local beauty supply. I've been using magnetic lashes lately because they're just a lot neater than using the glue, and it just takes a lot less time. So now I'm going in with the Eye Envy magnetic lashes in the style Wispy. I did get these as well from my beauty supply, and I just love how natural they look. It just adds a pop to your makeup, and it's not that you need them, but when you put them on, you just see how beautiful they are. So I really love these, and these have been my go-to for the past few months now. And I did end up going back in with my Morphe brush, pencil brush, to put in the Espresso shade from Jackie Aina's palette on my under eye, just to give more of a smoky look. And there you have it, the look is complete. I really enjoyed creating this makeup tutorial for you guys. Let me know in the comments if there's any products you would like me to try or review. And until next time, deuces.